I'll be going over what I would do differently if I had to take the exam again. I'll be going over the resources that you could use, resources that actually matter, resources that don't. If you're currently studying for the Security Plus exam, this video is for you. What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Wilson, and in this video I'm going to be going over how I passed my CompTIA Security Plus exam. Okay, real quick, let's talk about Security Plus and why I took the exam. The CompTIA Security Plus exam is one of the biggest certifications right now for entry-level positions. I've heard stories of people who've gotten jobs just with the Security Plus alone. A lot of big companies recognize the Security Plus exam. I would say, however, if you're just starting in cybersecurity or just starting in IT, you may want to start with a smaller certification like the Google Cybersecurity certification, just to get that base understanding. And once you're done with that, then you would go for the CompTIA Security Plus exam. Here's what you need to know about the exam. The exam is 90 questions, 90 minutes, and it's divided into multiple choice questions and performance-based questions. To pass the exam, you need a score of 750 out of 900. I think that's pretty attainable, and if you study the right way, you will be able to achieve above a 750. Here's a quick word of advice if you're studying for the CompTIA Security Plus exam. You want to actually understand the concepts and not just memorize things that you see in a textbook or a video. You actually want to understand why things are the way they are, because this will help you once you're in the job industry. If all you have is certification, once you have to work, you're not going to be able to do much. Here's the good thing about the CompTIA Security Plus exam. You can study for this exam by just putting in 1 or 2 hours per day. You don't have to study for it all day and night. If you have a job, you're still able to go to work and study for this exam at the same time. I've heard many stories of people who started off in fields like logistics and transitioned into the tech industry by taking the CompTIA Security Plus. The biggest thing is to be consistent. If you don't have consistency, you'll never actually pass the exam or even take it. Now for the big question, what resources did I use to study for the CompTIA Security Plus exam? The number one biggest resource for me was Professor Messer's videos. Professor Messer has free videos. If you don't know him, you might want to check out his website. I've pasted the link to his website in the description below, so you can go ahead and click that. The reason why Professor Messer's videos are good is because Professor Messer goes by each bullet point in the exam objectives, and that's what's going to lead on to my next point. If you're going to study for the CompTIA Security Plus, you absolutely need to look at the exam objectives every single time you're studying. You don't want to study, or you don't want to focus on things that will never come in the exam. CompTIA does a really good job by telling us what concepts will come in the exam, and all that is detailed in the exam guide. So if you study by the exam guide, you are guaranteed to know what's going to come as long as you stick to it and you understand everything in there. Whenever I watch Professor Messer's videos, I always made sure to take notes. If you just watch his videos and not take notes, you may not be able to fully understand what he's saying, and that's the important part. You need to understand what Professor Messer is talking about in his videos. Even if Professor Messer doesn't in-depth explain a concept that you do want to understand, you can always go on the internet and research on that topic or that specific thing that you want to understand. Also, another big thing is doing practice exams. I'll show you how I did my practice exams in this video. It's very simple. All you have to do is go to the exam objectives and figure out what you have to understand, and then go and generate questions in ChatGPT. There are questions that are available on the internet and you can access for free. I would advise you to try those as well. So at the end of this video, I'll show you exactly what I did to get those practice exams from ChatGPT. And also another thing is you want to make sure if you get a question wrong, go back to that question and understand why you got it wrong. That's what helps you with the practice exams. If all you do is just see your score, see how many you got right, you're not actually getting anywhere. All you're doing is just assessing yourself. But if you're going to learn, you need to understand why you got things wrong, and then go back to the material, go back to the study guide, and see what you need to understand to be able to grasp that concept. Also, one last thing when it comes to the exams is you have to be scoring between 80 to 85% if you want to take the exam. And you have to score 80 to 85% consistently. because first of all, that gives you the confidence to go and write the exam. Confidence is a big thing in taking this exam. If you go into the exam and you panic, you may be picking the wrong answers because you just don't have enough confidence in yourself. So here's how I actually study for the exam. Watch videos topic by topic, which is why I love Professor Messer so much. The second is generate practice questions and take the exams seriously. The third is review the questions that you got wrong and go back to the study guide to understand those concepts. If you don't understand something, do not move on to the next question. Let's talk about the day of the exam. On the day of the exam, you're gonna be nervous, and that's normal. I was nervous too when I walked into that exam. But here's the thing, you have to take it anyway if you're nervous. You're never actually gonna have that feeling of being ready. So the best thing to do is to just walk in. With fear, just take the exam. When I took the CompTIA Security Plus exam, I was a bit unsure, but when I was done and I submitted, I saw the words pass, and that was the best feeling ever. Okay, so quickly, I'm gonna walk you through what exactly you need to get that study guide. And all you have to do is look up CompTIA Security Plus Study. No, it's exam objectives. So you want to go down to the second results that are right here, and this document right here, this is everything you need to know. You can see what percentage each topic is in the examination, with the biggest one being at 28% for security operations. So if you say, well, I want to make sure I understand everything that's in security operations, you're just going to go right to security operations and read. You have to apply security techniques to computing resources, to secure baselines, hardening targets, mobile solutions, all that kind of stuff. So now to generate those questions I've been talking about, what you're gonna do is open up ChatGPT, and let's say you want to understand this section right here. You're gonna copy that. You're gonna ask ChatGPT to generate practice questions for me for this topic, and paste it. So ChatGPT already knows that it's the CompTIA Security Plus, and it's gonna ask you what it feels like is closely related to the CompTIA Security Plus actual exam. And so you're able to answer the question. And once you answer these questions, ChatGPT will grade you. And what you want to do is, if you don't understand something, just go back and ask ChatGPT to grade you on that thing. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. If this video helps you, just make sure to come back to this video and post down how this video has helped you. I do want to make sure you pass your exam, and I wish you the best. Thank you.